Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life in the Mundane, and today I'm going to come talk to you about 3 of my favorite apps for kids for helping with learning, whether you're homeschooling or traditional school, whatever method you choose. These are 3 apps that I would definitely recommend investing in to help your kids grow in their learning. So let's get started. Alright, so the first app is actually one you may or may not have heard about before. It's probably the least popular of the 3 I'm going to talk about, but it's called Spelling City. So it is a super awesome app that I came across several years ago, but it allows you to put your own spelling lists into this program. It's actually completely free. They do have a paid option that you can choose to do, but you can definitely function fully with the free program. This is available as an app. It is available online as a website, so it gives you a lot of flexibility as far as what kind of equipment you want to use with it. But it's a free thing. You can download any list or upload any list of spelling words on there. So if your kids go to public school or private school and they've got spelling lists or spelling words for the week, you can just type in and assign those words to your child, and they'll get all sorts of fun games and activities to help them practice their spelling. But if you are a homeschool mom, there's also added benefit. So you can actually use it a couple of different ways. You can definitely upload your own list from your own curriculum. You can also look up age-appropriate lists. So you can search typical words for grade level 2. And select those and assign those to your student, so it saves you some time. And if you don't want to use a formal spelling curriculum and just kind of want them to practice spelling these words, that's a great option, and it can save you a little money that way. Also, they have this awesome feature where you can actually get lists from other people. So other moms have gone through all the work of typing up all of these lists, and they label them, and all you have to do is go in and select someone else's list. Now, any list you post will not be public for other people to pick unless you change that setting to where it is public. So don't worry about your own list, but you can go find other lists. So if you are doing all about spelling or sequential spelling, Abeka spelling, I mean, you name it, any kind of curriculum, I almost guarantee you a mom has already put this list up there and done all the work for you. So it's an awesome program as far as that goes. It does have a paid option, and we personally have chosen to do the paid option this year because it allows you to create separate profiles for each kid and to sort of track their progress, see their stats of how often they're missing words, and just a few extra pieces of information like that. I believe it is $35 for the entire year for all of your students. I will double check that and post the information in the links below with how much it costs and where you can sign up. But it is a great program for both spelling and vocabulary. So I highly recommend that one. The way we use it in our home is I assign the spelling words at the beginning of the week. The kids practice writing them out on the first day, and then I assign different games and activities on the app for them to play throughout the week on the tablet or on the computer to practice those words before they have their spelling test at the end of the week. This brings us to app number 2. Another one that's obviously very popular is the app for Audible. So it's an audiobook app directed through Amazon, and yes, there is a subscription that you can do for Audible. You can pay so much per month and get credits, and those credits can buy books. Actually Audible subscribers, but that is because my husband uses it and I use it at times to do much larger books that would typically cost a lot more money, or even an entire series with the credits. So we do it for that. But for my kids, a lot of the books that I want them to read or that they're interested in, we actually can do a lot cheaper than going through the subscription. So you don't need a subscription. Just download the Audible app. It's the same login usually. I believe you can set up a separate one, but I believe it's the same login as your typical Amazon account. And what it allows you to do is you can actually purchase Audible books that are classics, children's literature, all sorts of fun ones for either free or very, very cheap. I actually have a couple of websites that I follow on how to get cheap and free audiobooks, and I will post that in the links below as well. The third and final app is probably my favorite out of all of these, even though I love them all, and that is Reading Eggs. So I'm sure if you've been in, looking around at different educational apps, you probably have heard about Reading Eggs, but I'm going to sing their praises just one more time. So several years ago, I saw a blogger who was recommending Reading Eggs. I got all excited. It sounded like this fantastic program, went and looked it up, and had a little sticker shock / heart attack over the price. When you're looking at it as the cost of an app, it is incredibly expensive. When you look at it as the cost of a curriculum or an extra tutor for your child in reading and math, it is considerably cheaper. So you just kind of have to keep perspective on that. I'm not saying it's for everybody. And if it's not in your budget, then please don't get it. But if you can swing it, it is definitely worth the investment. I don't typically pay for educational game apps out there because there are so many out there for free, but this one is worth it. And basically, in a nutshell, you can create separate profiles for each of your kids, and you they take a placement test, but it assigns them to a certain reading level. They have Reading Eggs Junior. Forgot those, the junior works on the pre-reading skills for ages 3 to 5, I believe. Reading, just the regular Reading Eggs, which is like 3 to 7. The Reading Eggs works on the primary reading skills. Eggs Express, which is for 7 to I think 12 or 14-year-olds. And the Reading Express works on a lot more of that reading comprehension and vocabulary and spelling and awesome things like that. So this program will put them in it. It's all done through games and exciting features, but it's doing it in a very controlled and purposeful way. It's not just playing games to play games and hoping they're getting it. When they get to the end of a level, they've got to do a test to pass to be able to move on to the next one. So I have a son that in the past has tried to play the games, and he just selects a bunch of options until he finally gets it right instead of actually trying. And we've seen huge progress with him with this. It doesn't really let him get away with that kind of thing. It also gives me reports on what they're doing. It gives me sort of a guesstimate on what reading level they are, how many different phonics rules they already know, how many sight words they already know, and what reading age they're at. I think it's probably a little off, but it does help me see their progress, and it gives me something that's trackable to put in their portfolio at the end of the year to show how they've made progress in their reading. A huge benefit that I think a lot of people don't realize is you can actually go, whether you're homeschooling or not, you can go and there is a tab in the parent's dashboard that has printables that are working on these same skills. So also, it's sort of a partner app. So when you pay for one, you get the other. From my understanding, that's how we did it. But it's Math Seeds. It's called Math Seeds, and it's the same concept as far as program, but it's working on math skills instead of reading. And it's just super fun, easy. The kids can do it all on their own. And I could go on and on and on, but I won't. The two things I will say about this is it does require internet connection. So it is not that great for on the go unless you're going somewhere that has internet. So the second thing is contact them for price per, and it looks like it's per child, but they have family plans. My biggest complaint about this program is that I don't feel like the pricing is really clear cut. That being said, I've heard if you call them, especially if you have multiple kids, you can get a steal of a deal. We actually were able to sign up on a family plan, and I think it was, don't get too much sticker shock, but I think it was $84 for the entire year for 4 students. So I know that that is a lot of money. I'm not trying to brush that off. Like I said, I didn't do it for a lot of years because of how much money it was. But we love the fact that my kids do struggle a little bit in reading and in math, and this gives them like an extra tutor. And like I said, when you compare it to the cost of a tutor or extra curriculum, it is by far cheaper. So if you guys are interested in trying Reading Eggs, I will drop the links for that below. Okay, so I know that was a lot of information, and those are my 3 favorite educational apps, but I would love to hear what your favorite educational apps are. So put those in the comments. Definitely subscribe to my channel. You can subscribe pressing the red button below or pressing the subscribe button over here. We post every Wednesday and Saturday about making the most of the little moments in home management, homeschooling, and parenting, and everything in between. And we would love to have you join in for our videos. Talk to you next week. Bye.